ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 42। अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच इन्द्रियाणि पराण्याहुः इन्द्रियेभ्यः परं मनः मनसस्तु परा बुद्धिः यो बुद्धिः परतस्तु सः। So here Bhagavan is coming to the last point related to kama, desires. Arjuna had asked question, what is that because of which we are instigated to do the adharma, something which we don't want but we find ourselves doing? What is that? And for that Bhagavan gave the answer, kama, desire. And that too binding desire. And Bhagavan talked about how this kama is becoming an enemy for a person. It veils the viveka of a person. And what are the intensity that was explained by 3 examples? And what are the activity centers of kama? Indriya, mana, buddhi, that was explained. What is the solution? How to handle those 3 activity centers of kama? For that, Dhamma, Shama and Viveka, these 3 were talked about. Now, Bhagavan is telling one important thing is that even though you try to handle the problem of kama by Dhamma, Shama, Viveka, but ultimate solution to the problem of kama is only Atmajnana. Why? Because kama has its root in Ajnana. We saw in the last class. Why there are desires? Because I have sense of limitation. I find myself to be inadequate. Therefore, I want to be adequate by getting this or that. So desires are there because of the sense of limitation, sense of inadequacy. Sense of inadequacy is there because of identification with this limited anatma. And identification with limited anatma, body, mind, sense complex is there because of ignorance. I do not know what I am. Therefore, I mistake body, mind, sense complex to be myself. And this ignorance of the self can go by knowledge. And therefore, knowledge is the final solution. So, ignorance is the cause, the fundamental cause of this kama, and it can go by knowledge. Therefore, knowledge alone is the final solution. That is given in this shloka. And this knowledge is here represented by Atma Anatma Viveka, means separating the self from non-self. Why separation is required? Because there is a mix-up. And the separation is not physical separation. It is not that Atma we have to take it this side, Anatma we have to leave it that side. There is no physical separation. It is a cognitive separation. And this cognitive separation is required because there is a cognitive mix-up between the self and non-self. They are not physically mixed up. They are mixed up in our understanding. And therefore, they are to be separated cognitively. And that cognitive separation of the Atma Anatma is called Atma Anatma Viveka, otherwise called Sharira Traya Viveka, means the discrimination of the self from three bodies, or called Panchakosha Viveka. And here, symbolical representative mention of Panchakosha Viveka is there. It is not completely mentioned, but in a representative manner. So some part of the Panchakosha Viveka is given here. And what is said here? Indriyani Parani Ahuhu. Ahuhu means they declare. Bhashyakara says Panditaha. Wise people declare. What do they declare? Indriyani, organs are Parani, superior, interior. In Atma Anatma Viveka, this self non-self discrimination, our approach is we travel cognitively from gross to subtle. So first we see that all the objects outside are non-self. Then what is the self? First, body is considered to be the self. Because in body we have got eye sense. In the objects we don't have eye sense. Therefore, initially, body is considered to be the self. Then Shastra says that body itself is available for objectification. You know your body through your organs, and therefore Indriyani, organs, Parani are superior, interior. Compared to what? Compared to the gross body. So gross body is called Annamaya Kosha, and Indriyani are representative the Pranamaya and Manomaya Kosha. So here, especially Indriyani, these Dhanendriyani and Karmendriyani, both, they are Parani, superior. Why? Because they are made up of subtle material. Gross body is made up of gross elements, whereas the Indriyas are made up of subtle elements. Therefore, they are Parani, Sukshma, they are superior in terms of subtlety. And Indriyebhyaha Param Manaha. The mind is superior to even organs. Why? Because mind is directing the organs. Mind is knowing the organs. The knower is superior. Director is superior to the directed, and therefore Manaha, the mind is considered to be superior, interior compared to the organs. So slowly we discard the outer layer. So when we say Indriyas are, the organs are superior, so we have already said that body, gross body is Anatma, non-self. And provisionally we accept the organs as Atma. And then we say no, organs also are not Atma. Mind is superior. So mind is Atma. And Manasastu Parabuddhihi. Compared to the mind, Manasaha means compared to the mind, to, however, Buddhihi, the intellect is Para, superior. What is the difference between Manaha and Buddhi? Mind is considered to be Samshayatmaka or Sankalpa Vikalpatmaka, whereas Buddhi is Nishchayatmika. Samshaya means what? Doubts. Mind is characterized by doubts, whereas the Buddhi is of the nature of decision, ascertainment, and decision is certainly better than the doubts. Therefore, Buddhihi Manasaha Para. And So we have from Manomaya Kosha, we have reached to Buddhi Vijnanamaya Kosha. And now, Yaha Buddhehe Parataha tu Saha. Yaha, one who is Buddhehe Parataha, who is superior to even the Buddhi, is that, and that referring to Sakshi Atma. That Atma is superior to even this Buddhi. Why? Because Atma is illumining the Buddhi. Illuminator is superior to illumined, and therefore Atma is superior to even Buddhi. So finally we come to Atma. I am aware of this body, I am aware of the sense organs, I am aware of the mind, and I am awarer with reference to everything. By myself, I am what? Awareness, consciousness. So I am Chaitanya Swarupa Atma. That is where the culmination of the Atma Anatma Viveka is. That I am Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirad Vyatiriktaha Satchidananda Swarupaha. So that is said here, Yaha Buddhe Paratastu Saha. And Bhagavan says, knowing this self very well and stabilizing your understanding of the self, you will be completely free from kama. That is said in the next sloka. Evam buddheh param buddhva संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहो कामरूपं दुरासदम् एवं, in this manner, buddhehe param buddhva, having understood the self, you have to supply the self which is buddhehe param, which is superior to even buddhi, which is the revealer of buddhi, that consciousness as Atma, I am consciousness, even superior to this buddhi. Having understood this Atma very well, and Atmanam Atmana Sanstabhya. Sanstabhya means having stabilized, having steadied. What Atmanam? Here Atmanam has got the meaning mind. Having made the mind steady. How? Atmana, by Viveka. Having made the mind very steady means having made your understanding of Atma very steady by constant Viveka. I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. This constant Viveka is required because we have got very old impressions, old habits of taking this body mind sense complex to be the self. Even after knowing I am Atma from Vedanta, if somebody tells me something about the body, that you are looking very old, so we feel bad. You are very dull, you don't understand, you will not understand this. Suppose somebody says this, you will not understand. Why you are wasting your time? Suppose somebody says like this, then how insult we feel. But what does he think? I will understand. So identification with Anatma is very, very strong. One needs to pay a lot of attention. And that is said here, Atmana, Vivekena Atma, Viveka Yuktena Mana, Sanskritena Manasa. By Viveka Yukta Manaha Buddhi, one has to stabilize this understanding. It requires a particular lifestyle. It requires particular commitment. Then only the stabilizing the knowledge will happen. Lot of the what is called the lot of extrication. We have to disentangle from so many unnecessary things. Then only this buddhi will be able to stabilize the mind with this understanding. And then what? Jahi Shatrum Mahabaho. Hey Arjuna, may you destroy this enemy. What is the enemy? Kama Rupam, in the form of desire. For a sadhaka, the world is not enemy. As long as you are seeing the world as enemy, then still your spiritual pursuit is not started. when you are seeing your own kama, krodha, lobha, moha, they are the shadripu. They are called shadripu. Have you heard this expression? Shadripu. Ripu means enemies. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. These six are called shadripu. So sadhaka is not fighting with the world. Sadhaka is not even fighting. Sadhaka is trying to handle his inner enemies. So here it says Kama Rupam Shatrum Jahi. Jahi means may you destroyed. And Bhagavan says, don't take this this tackling this kama for granted. Why? Because Kama Rupam Durasadam. Durasadam, one simple meaning is difficult to handle. This kama problem is difficult to handle because kama will come in different forms. Sometime it will come in the form of very noble motive. See, I want to make one small ashram, not small ashram, medium size ashram, so that all sadhakas can come and stay. Swamiji, sincere sadhakas have no place to stay. Everywhere only rich people are invited. The sincere sadhakas have no place. So I want to make one ashrama where all sincere sadhakas can come, no charge, everything. Like that, there are so many ashrams. Those who started with this motive but ended up in the same manner. That same ashram, like other ashram only it became. Initially all enthusiasm. Afterward they come to understand the reality, the ground reality, empirical reality. But that is how this you start. You are sitting in meditation. You used to practice meditation, and this thought comes. Let me start this ashram. Let me do this. So kama will come in different forms. Oh, I want to start one course, because people should study Vedanta. So conducive place should be there. Let me start in Tamil. Course I will start in Tamil. I will start in Gujarati. I will start in Hindi. All English courses are there for local people. Where will they go? All this start. So different desires will come, and they will keep you in samsara. Yeah, if you are a wise person, any desire is the manifestation of the sankalpa of Ishvara. You don't have anything to gain. Through you, Bhagavan is manifesting. But most of the time, it is your own personal agenda. And that personal agenda is called Kama Rupam Shatrum. Any desire which keeps you away from the pursuit of Dana Nishtha is Shatru, is enemy. And is very durasadam, difficult to tackle. And Bhagavan Bhashyakara said Durvigneyaneka Vishesham. It has got so many adjectives, very difficult to understand this kama. The kama will come in different forms, and therefore you will not even understand that I am under the spell of kama. Therefore, durasadam. So this you will be able to handle initially by shamadamadi and finally by self-knowledge. So with this, the topic of this kama got over, the chapter also got over. So we will read the conclusion. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambhade Karma Yogo Nama Trutiyodhyayah. Om Tat Sat. These three are the names of the Lord. Bhagavan is going to tell in the 17th chapter. Om Tat Sat iti nirdeshaha trividaha brahmanaha smrutaha. So Bhagavan is presented by these three names, Om, Tat and Sat. Om is very popular name of Bhagavan. That is why it is called Pranava. Pranava means what? Prakarshena nuyate stuyate paramatma anena. So Omkara is called Pranava because it is the most exalted name for the Lord. And meaning of the word Om is Avati Rakshati iti Om. That which protects the sadhaka, protects the devotee, that Paramatma is called Om. So Om means protector. People may ask, what is the meaning of Om? This is the meaning. Protector. Paramatma as a protector is called Om. So many meanings others are given. Om the Vachyartha is this, Lakshyartha is, so much analysis is there in Mandukya Upanishad. But popular meaning or the root meaning is this Om. Tat means that. That refers to Ishvara. Why it is called that? Because it is not available like any other objects for sense organs. You cannot say this is Ishvara. Yes, this is Ishvara, but like we have got a clip and book and that, like that some object is there called Ishvara, there is no such thing. Ishvara is not a particular object. Ishvara is the truth of all objects, but Ishvara is not a particular object, and therefore it is not available for sense organs, therefore it is called Tat. Sat means that which is existing in all three periods of time, therefore Sat. So Paramatma, who is protector, who is not available for sense organs, and who is all the time existing, is Om Tat Sat. Then why do we chant Om Tat Sat? At the end of the chapter, as a thanksgiving, we are chanting that we could complete this chapter. Every week we are doing, still we could complete it. So therefore we thanksgiving, Om Tat Sat. And iti means thus ends. Thus ends Tritiya Adhyayaha, third chapter. And what is this chapter called? Karma Yoga Nama. Nama means called. Thus ends the third chapter, which is called Karma Yoga. Why is it called Karma Yoga? Because karma is the main topic of this chapter. So karma with proper attitude is the main topic of this chapter. Therefore, it is called Karma Yoga. And where is it? Third chapter, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su. In Bhagavad Gita. So respectful expression is Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su, plural. Upanishadsu, which is equivalent to Upanishads. And what are these? What is the subject matter of Upanishad? Brahma Vidyayam. So this Bhagavad Gita is Brahma Vidya, means the knowledge of Brahman, the teaching of Brahman, and Yoga Shastra. Bhagavad Gita has got the status of Yoga Shastra. Yoga Shastra means the scripture dealing with preparatory means. Yoga here means preparatory means. So Yoga Shastra. So Bhagavad Gita, which is Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, in that third chapter. And this Bhagavad Gita, what is the format? Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. It is in the form of the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. So thus ends the third chapter called Karma Yoga. So before we go to the fourth chapter, we will see the summary of this chapter so that we understand what all topics we discussed. From shloka number 1 to 7, the subject matter of Karma Yoga is introduced. And in that, the first two shlokas are in the form of question by Arjuna. Arjuna asked this question, Bhagavan, you are praising Dhanam and asking me to do karma. So I am confused. Therefore, you please tell me one thing. Whether karma I should go for or Dhanam I should go for. Then this question was there in the first two shlokas. Then third shloka, Bhagavan gave the answer. That Arjuna, as far as the sadhanas are concerned, there is no option available. It is not that whether I should follow Karma Yoga or I should follow Dhyana Yoga. Because both are required. It is like, should I clean the plate or I should cook? Both are required. Cleaning the plate is required, cooking also is required. Or should I do masters or should I do PhD? A masters you have to do, then only you can do PhD. So there is no option. So Bhagavan conveyed the message that as far as the sadhanas are concerned, there is no option, there is no choice between Karma Yoga and Dhyana Yoga. Both are required. Karma Yoga will prepare you, Jnana Yoga will give you Jnanam, and then Jnanam is the means for moksha. That is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. But Bhagavan said that there are options as far as the lifestyle is concerned. And what are the lifestyle? Two lifestyle. One is the lifestyle characterized by the predominance of Dana Yoga, the lifestyle which is primarily designed for this pursuit of Dhanam. And other is the Pravritti Nishtha, the lifestyle characterized by the activity designed for the sadhana of Karma Yoga. So two lifestyles are there. Pravritti lifestyle, the active lifestyle, and life of withdrawal. Sannyasa lifestyle, renunciation lifestyle. And with regard to that, some choice is there. But Bhagavan says, if you ask me, I would suggest that active lifestyle is better than the lifestyle of renunciation. Karma Yoga lifestyle is better than Sannyasa lifestyle. So Bhagavan votes for this Karma Yoga lifestyle, otherwise called Grihastha Ashrama. Compared to Sannyasa by immature person, this Grihastha Ashrama is better. And he gave reasons also, that Karma Yoga is a means, and without means end cannot be achieved. And mere sannyasa is not a guarantee for moksha. And moreover, if a person is not mature, and if he takes sannyasa, is it dangerous for him? Dangerous for him and the society. Because inside desires are there, outside he has renounced. Therefore, what will happen? Hypocrisy will happen, which is danger for him, danger for the society. Therefore, Arjuna, compared to sannyasa by immature person, this Grihastha Ashrama is better. Active lifestyle is better. So this was told up to 7th shloka. So 1 to 7 is introduction and glorification of Karma Yoga. Then second topic is from 8th shloka up to the first half of the 20th shloka. In these shlokas, Bhagavan is talking about Karma Yoga from different angles. Mainly 4 angles he talked about. One is Karma Yoga can be seen as doing Vihita Karma, Vihita Karmanushtanam Karma Yoga. So what is Karma Yoga? Doing your duty is Karma Yoga. And what should be your attitude? I am carrying out the instruction of Bhagavan. I am the servant of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is my master, and I am carrying out the instruction of Bhagavan as given in the scriptures. So that is first way of looking at Karma Yoga. Doing the Niyata Karma, Vihita Karma as an instruction of the Lord. Second way of looking is Karma Yoga is doing karma for the worship of the Lord. Yagnartha Karma. I have been given so much by the Lord. Let me express my gratitude in the form of worshipping the Lord. Let all my activities be the worship for the Lord. This is Karma Yoga. So that was second aspect. Third is that if Karma Yoga is followed properly, then it gives Chitta Shuddhi. So the means for purification of the mind is Karma Yoga. And the fourth way is Karma Yoga is the means for maintaining the universal harmony. If everybody lives the life of Karma Yoga, this universal harmony will be maintained properly. Otherwise, there will be imbalance. What is happening that we are cutting the trees, but we are not planting enough trees. And therefore, what is happening? There is ecological imbalance. And we have got so many issues. We require all conference, Paris conference and Dubai conference, so many. Why? Because we are not following the spirit of Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is the way of maintaining universal harmony. Because in Karma Yoga, I focus more on contribution to the totality than consumption. More focus on becoming contributor than becoming consumer. Generally, we are focusing on consumerism. Therefore, there is imbalance. And therefore, Karma Yoga is the way of maintaining harmony. See, in these 4 ways, Karma Yoga was presented. Then Bhagavan in the 20th shloka, first half, Bhagavan said, Arjuna, if you are afraid that he has anybody followed this, is it a beaten track or I have to just make the track? Bhagavan says it's already well trodden path. It is the path which has been followed by great people like Janaka. Janaka remain in the active lifestyle, got Chitta Shuddhi, got Dhanam and got Moksha. So Arjuna, you have precedence. That was told up to this, that was told in the first half of the 20th shloka. From the second half of the 20th shloka, the third topic, and that is approach of a wise person to karma, action. What will be the approach of a wise person? Because Bhagavan had told in between, a wise person does not require to do any duty. Wise person has got no duty. Duty is there until you become a wise person. Otherwise, you don't have any duty. So Arjuna thinks that if I am a wise person, then I will not have duty. So Bhagavan, you assume that I am a wise person. So for that, Bhagavan says, even if you think you are a wise person, you do not have duty for yourself. But as long as you are there in the active setup, then you have to play the role of that particular ashrama. If you are in Grihastha ashrama, and even if you have got Dhanam, still you will have to do the karma of Grihastha. Even though you don't require, but since you are in that setup, the setup demands it. Therefore, you have to do. So Bhagavan says that a wise person also will do the karma as long as he or she is in this active setup. But that karma will not be called karma yoga, that will be called karma for loka sangraha. Loka sangraha means what? Not misleading people, not setting wrong example, prevention or the protection of people from wrong activities. Like if parents do wrong things, then children will do. So parents have got double responsibility. They have to take care of their own well-being. They have to take care of the well-beings of children by setting right example. And that is called Loka Sangrartham Karma. And Bhagavan said the wise person also will be doing the activities if he is in active setup. But he or she will not have the attachment to karma and karma phala. So ignorant people also act, wise people also act. What is the difference? Difference is this. Ignorant person acts for happiness. He wants the result of karma. Whereas the wise person does not have any such need. He doesn't need happiness from the world outside because he has discovered it within. And therefore, wise person does not have attachment to any result of karma. That if I do and this result comes, then only I am happy, I am fulfilled. That is not there. So attachment to karma is not there, and sense of doership also is not there. Whereas ignorant person will be doing karma with the idea that I am the doer. Therefore, he will have guilt also. Whereas the wise person does not have any guilt. Thus, the approach of a wise person towards action was talked about from the second half of the 20th shloka up to 29th. Then from the 30th shloka up to 35th, again Bhagavan talks of essential features of Karma Yoga. That Karma Yoga means doing the karma with Ishwararpana Buddhi, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya, and Adhyatma Chetasa. Devotion should be there. There cannot be Karma Yoga without devotion. So Adhyatma Chetasa means devotion. And Nirashihi, person is free from any material expectation from the karma. Then only he can be successful Karma Yogi. And Nirmamaha, he doesn't have mamakara which will deviate him from his duty. And Yudhyasva, Bhagavan says, do your duty. Karma Yoga doesn't mean that doing somebody's duty, doing your duty. You will say that, Swamiji, I don't like my job. I like your job, Swamiji. I like to teach. I like to be head of the place. If that is your role, you play that. Generally, it happens that the grass looks greener on the other side. So we think that this person, how nice it is. When you go there, you will understand that what all problems are there. They say the only the wearer of the crown knows the throne in the crown. The other people will not understand. Thorns in the crown. The thorns in the throne, only the one who sits on the throne will know. Similarly, here Bhagavan says that doing your own duty and vigata jvaraha, there is no frustration about any outcome. Whatever be the result, I do my duty. Keep on doing what is to be done. People appreciate, don't appreciate, that is okay. I take care of my children. Whether they will take care of me, Swamiji, I don't know. Many people have this expectation. One person told me, Swamiji, I don't have FDs, but I have 3 FDs in the form of my sons. So I have invested on them. So now when I grow old, they will take care of me. That is not Karma Yogi's attitude. Karma Yogi says, Bhagavan has given me the role of a father or mother. Let me play it well. I give good education, good samskara to them, good habits. I try my best. Afterwards, they take care of me, they don't take care of me, they lead their life in a very exalted manner or not exalted manner. I don't have control over that. I have given what I could give at that time. And many people have this guilt. Swamiji, how come my son behaves like this? Have I not brought him up properly? I was taking him to all Bal Vihar classes, and still he is behaving like this. Swamiji, he married some other community. So why, Swamiji? Why he is behaving like this? A guilt is there that I have not brought up my son properly or daughter properly. You have done your best. However much you do, but children, they have got their own samskara, which you cannot change completely. So you give nice water, nice manure, etc. But chili has chili only. So however much care you take, chili will not become sweet. Chili will become a better chili, little bit. But chili cannot become this sweet. So similarly, they have got their own samskaras. And therefore, you do your best. That is the approach of Karma Yogi. Otherwise, people say, Swamiji, I had expected so much from my children and I am so much frustrated. One person was telling me in Bangalore, Swamiji, I want my daughter to go abroad so that I can go abroad. That's what. So my daughter grows and she will go abroad so I can go. And then daughter goes abroad and doesn't call his father. Frustration. You enjoy what you are doing. Don't expect that this will give, that will give, and so forth. I enjoy the process. See, when I teach generally I enjoy giving classes. I don't expect, after these classes they will give me dakshina, they will give me food and all. Nothing. No. Enjoy the process. Then you will not have to wait for the result to come. You already got your result in the form of enjoying the process. Immediate payment you had. So you don't expect. So enjoy bringing up your children. Enjoy the process. Then you don't have to wait for the result. That is the spirit of Karma Yoga. So that was talked about. Then Bhagavan glorified Karma Yoga. That's if people follow Karma Yoga, they will be free from the bondage of karma. And if they don't follow, then their life is a waste. Nashtan vidhi achetasaha. And then Bhagavan said that people don't follow because they have got particular prakriti, swabhava, innate disposition. Sadrisham cheshtate swasyaha. And then Bhagavan says, still we have got some free will, the scope for free will, that when Prakriti is expressing in the form of the Ragadveshas, we can have some mastery. Thus, he discussed the topic of Karma Yoga and related topics. Then from the 36 to 42, the topic of Kama Krodha was discussed. Because Arjuna asked this question. He said, how come that we are not able to avoid adharma in our life? Everybody wants to be a good person only. We have seen in the last class. Everybody wants to be a good person. Nobody wants to do papa. But still people end up doing papa. Why? Many people, Swamiji, I had decided I will not fight with him. I will not fight with him. I don't want to fight with him. But Swamiji, every time we meet, we fight. Swamiji, I know that if we go to this topic, we will end up in fight. But still somehow, Swamiji, even though I avoid, but go there. That's what happens. Why it happens? For that Bhagavan says, this is the problem of kama. We have got so many vasanas which get expressed in the form of kama, and we don't check them, and therefore they take over. They control our life. And Bhagavan talked about this kama, how it veils the viveka of the person, and what are the activity centers, as we saw in the beginning. The mana, buddhi, and this indriya, mana, and buddhi are the activity centers, and how they are to be handled by dhamma, shama, and viveka, and finally it is to be handled by atmajnana. This was talked about in the 36 to 42, and the main topic being the karma with proper attitude. This chapter is called Karma Yoga. Okay, so now we'll go into the fourth chapter. I already brought this book for fourth chapter. We'll read. Atha chaturthodhyayah Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshvakave Bravit. So, Atha, now, after the completion of the third chapter, now Chaturtha Adhyaya, the fourth chapter. And the fourth chapter starts with Bhagavan's statement. And in the first two slokas, Bhagavan is glorifying the teaching he has given. And Bhagavan wants to connect the teaching given by him to the Vedic teaching. Bhagavan wants to convey the message that Arjuna, the teaching of Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga which I have given to you is not the latest product. It is not the new product. This has been told by me in the beginning of creation in the form of Vedas. So this teaching is already given by me in the beginning of creation. So that Vedic teaching alone is now presented to you in other words. Language is different, content is the same. So what I have given you is the highest Vedic teaching. That's what Bhagavan says. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, glorious Lord told, a great Lord told. What he says? Imam Yogam Vivasvate Proktavan Aham. Aham is I the Lord, not Krishna. Arjuna will be confused and therefore clarification will be there. Aham is I, and I refers to here Ishvara. Proktavan, told. Imam Yogam, this Jnana Yoga. This Jnana Yoga, which is including the teaching of Karma Yoga as well. So we can say Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, I told. To whom? Vivasvate, to the Lord's Son, representative of Hiranyagarbha. Otherwise, Purana language is called Brahmaji. So, Vivasvan, we can take it as Vivasvan, Surya. I talk it to Surya, who is a representative of Hiranyagarbha, I told. So, Bhagavan said, in the beginning, I gave this teaching to Surya Devata. And Surya Devata Vivaswan Manave Praha. Vivaswan means the sun told this teaching, gave this teaching to Manu, his son. So Surya Devata had a son whose name was Manu, and to that Manu this teaching was given. So based on Manu only we have got Manu Smriti. So Bhagavan says Vivaswan told this teaching, imparted this teaching to Manu, and Manuhu Ikshvakave Abravit. Manu gave, Abravit means told, imparted this teaching of Dhyana Yoga to Ikshvakave. Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is the name of a Raja, of the king. So in his lineage alone, Rama was born. Surya Vamsha. So in Ikshvaku, to Ikshvaku, this teaching was given by Manu. So Bhagavan is presenting the parampara. So in our tradition, we give value to this lineage of teachers. One individual is not important. The lineage is important. And the lineage starts with whom? The Lord. So the Lord gave this teaching to Surya, and Surya gave this teaching to Manu, and Manu gave this teaching to Ikshvaku. And Ikshvaku gave this teaching to his son or his disciple. He gave to his disciple, his disciple, his disciple. This is how the teaching has been flowing from the Lord downwards. And now Bhagavan says this teaching was known to so many rishis who were the kings also, Rajarshi. And that teaching, in course of time, it got weakened. And that is said in the next sloka. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakale neha mahata yogo nashtah parantapa. So Bhagavan says Rajarshayaha. Rajarshi means what? One who is Raja, the king, or in a royal family, and who is Rishi. Rajarshi. Rishi means seers. Who has got this vision, they are called Rajarshi. So Rajarshi Viduhu. They knew this teaching. Rajarshi knew this Imam, means this Dhyana Yoga, which is Parampara Prapta, which is attained through lineage. Evam means in this manner, in the manner described in the first sloka, that Guru, Bhagavan is the first Guru. He gave his teaching to Surya. Surya gave his teaching to Manu. Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku gave it to his disciple. In this manner, Parampara Prapta. This teaching is obtained through lineage. One cannot study this Shastra by oneself. The message of the scripture is to be attained only through the lineage of teachers. The scriptures are like these pen drive. The pen drive, if you keep it near your ears, will you hear anything? You will not hear. The pen drive has to be put in the device. Then you will hear the music or whatever talk. So the teachers are like the device. Device itself cannot produce music. Pen drive also cannot produce music. Both need to be combined. Similarly, the scriptures and the teachers both are required for understanding this Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga, the teaching. So Parampara Praptam Imam, this teaching or this Dhyana Yoga or the teaching of Dhyana Yoga, all the Rajarshi knows, which was handed down through the lineage of teachers. That is why in our tradition we give so much importance to lineage. We always say Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. Parampara is important. So even when you are doing namaskara to a given teacher, You are not simply doing namaskara to the teacher. Through him, you are doing namaskara to the entire tradition. That is why when we worship Guru, we are not simply worshipping one person. We are worshipping the entire lineage of teachers. That we should be clear. Otherwise, people have this problem. We said, why is the Guru Dam should be there? Guru Dam is that all these unnecessary pomp and show about the Guru, Guruji, 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 Guru Stotram, Guru Gita, all that Guruji, Guruji. Why? So, really speaking, a person is not the only given importance. Person is a link for me to get connected with the lineage of teachers. And therefore, here parampara praptam. Therefore, anybody who has not been exposed to the lineage of teachers is not considered to be a good teacher. Bhagavan Bhashyakara says in the 13th chapter, Asampradayavit murkhavad upekshaniya. A person who does not know the traditional teaching, that person should be ignored like a fool. Like how fool he talks, we don't take seriously. Similarly, a person who is not knowing the traditional teaching should be ignored. If person says that in my deep meditation I got this knowledge, which is nowhere written in Shastra, that we don't give any weightage. So we say somebody is a great teacher only because he happened to be the student in this tradition. The lineage is very important for us. Parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu. But Bhagavan says saha. Saha means saha yogaha. Saha connected with yoga. That wisdom is nashtaha. Nashtaha means disappeared. How? Mahata kalena. By the passage of great time. Iha, in this world. Hey Parantapa, hey Arjuna, this great teaching nashtaha, not finished, disappeared. Means it has become not so much available. Means that parampara is not maintained so strongly. Why it happened? Durbalan ajitendriyan prapya. Because what happened that Guru, some earlier days, Gurus were very committed. They had this vision. They gave it to disciple. But disciple had got value for bhoga. And therefore the Shastra was not maintained properly. So even though they taught to the next generation, but the strength of the wisdom, clarity of the wisdom was reduced. And thus this became Vichinna Sampradaya. The tradition of this teaching is almost broken. That's what Bhagavan said in that time. Imagine, 5,000 years ago he told like this. So therefore, in fact, many branches of Vedas we have lost. Pujya Swamiji was telling, he talked to that B.K. Iyengar, and he was telling that in Yoga Shastra, many of the traditions of sadhanas we have lost. There are no people to practice particular way of meditation, way of this yoga sadhana. We have lost. What we have now is this some this asana, that asana, a little bit. Just deeper sadhana in yoga shastra is gone. We have lost very little. We have, but that itself is big. Is $1 billion now business, yoga. But the real the deeper sadhanas which are prescribed in yogas, which leads to many siddhis, we have lost. So in many fields, even in some this particular craft also, we have lost. How to make that type of iron which we used to make, lost. So many things we have lost. Even now one person was telling that I am making this at a temple related things he makes, but he said my son is not ready. So they make some temple related products, but he is not ready. So that is going to go away. So that happens in other branches. Then what to talk about Vedanta? Other things, at least he can give you money. That still it is lost. And then this also is Vichinna Sampradaya, means the tradition is lost. And therefore what Bhagavan said, to revive the tradition, Arjuna, I am giving this Upadesha to you. So one of the mission of Bhagavan's avatara was to revive this tradition of knowledge. And therefore Bhagavan says, Sa evayam maya tedya yoga proktah puratanaha bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hyetaduttamam. So Bhagavan says, Saha eva puratana yoga. That ancient Jnana yoga alone. So what was talked about by me to Surya Devata and which was preserved by the tradition, that wisdom alone, which is very ancient, is this teaching. So that teaching which was given by me to Surya Devata and which was preserved by the Parampara, that teaching alone is this teaching. And Maya Proktaha is told by me now. So Arjuna, what I taught you is not something new. Language is new. Content is the same. Generally they give the example, not good example for Gita, old wine in new bottle. But we don't want to we don't want to compare our Gita to wine. So but example is there. So we can say the old nectar in the new bottle. That's what we can say. So Bhagavan says that ancient teaching alone is this which is told by me to you. And Bhagavan said, why did I teach you? Bhaktosi me sakha cha iti. Iti means considering this. Bhaktaha asi. You are my devotee and you are my friend. Iti krutva. Considering that you are my devotee and you are my friend, therefore this teaching is given to you. From this we understand that this teaching is given to that person who is having devotion to the teacher and the scriptures. So Bhakto se me sakha, and you are my friend also. So you have extra reason, and therefore this teaching is given. But why so much fuss about it? That you are my devotee and you are my his friend, therefore I have given you. Why so much fuss about it? Bhagavan says, because etat, this teaching is uttamam rahasyam, is a great secret. It is not to be told to everybody, either putra or shishya. And you happen to be my shishya, you are devoted to me, therefore I have taught this teaching, I have taught this wisdom to you. And now Arjuna will have question, which we will see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.